I am with Dan Farrell today of Ruoff Mortgage. Hey, Dan.
Hey Jen, how you
Hey,
doing?
good. So today we want to talk about ARMs. I'm hearing like a
Hmm.
lot of people ask about it, agents
Right.
suggesting ARMs. What is it? Is it really a good idea? Give us all the lowdown.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. Obviously, agents are throwing it out to combat the rise in rates,
Yeah.
so people can, still feel good about their payment and everything. And so, for the right person in the right situation, an ARM's not a bad product.
Okay.
But there are
What is
things that can
it?
come. It's an adjustable rate mortgage, so typically it'll start out obviously at a lower rate. And then after it gets to the adjustment period, so let's say it's fixed for 3 years, like a 3-1 arm or a 5-1 arm, it's fixed for 5 years.
Okay.
So it'll stay at that lower rate for that period of time. And then once it hits that 3 years or 5 years or whatever it is, at that point it can start adjusting every year. So it's, something that if you're going to be in your house short term, it's really, it might not be a bad product for you.
Right.
But there's other little caveats,
Okay.
of course.
Horse.
Yeah, so you got to typically put down more down payment. So if you're
Boo.
looking to do a conventional loan with less down or whatnot, that's going to be a problem.
Okay.
You're gonna have to qualify off of a higher rate. So, and I think that's kind of the myth that is out there, is that agents are like, well, you know what, you can still keep your buying power up by doing an arm. Well, actuality, I'll give you a simple comparison. If
Okay.
today's if the arm rate's 5% and today's 30-year fixed rate is around 6%, that arm rate has to be qualified off of, they add 2% to that. So they're having to
Oh,
qualify for that product at 7. They're using 7% to qualify. And even though, yes, it's true,
does
the
it
rate,
decrease
it,
your power then?
yeah, it definitely decreases your power, because
Okay.
you're having to, you're it's like getting approved for a 7% rate or
Right.
7% fixed rate.
Okay.
So, the benefit is true that it's going to be a lower payment. If you qualify, it's going to be a lower payment for that 3 years, 5 years, or whatever it is. But for qualifying purposes, it's not going to get you approved for more house necessarily. So
Gotcha.
that's just something that is definitely a myth out there. And I don't think that people realize that until we have that conversation. The other thing is, you want a quick close. You're trying to beat out multiple offers because, as we know, inventory is still a challenge.
Right.
And so you want to, if you're trying to offer up a 2-week close or a really quick close, which we completely, we do it all the time. It's, we're probably gonna have to have an appraisal. You're gonna have to, if you do an arm, you're gonna have to have an appraisal.
So it's just like
So
any other mortgage, mostly. Like it's just
yeah,
the
but
time
we are
frame
good.
is about the same.
Right, but we are right now in the market where when a normal 30-year fixed rate or 15-year fixed, we are seeing a lot of appraisal waivers. So it
Okay.
does allow, currently it does allow people to close really fast.
Okay.
So if you're trying to win out on an offer with a quick close, that just, you got to keep in mind, you will have to have an appraisal for an arm. So
Well, I
yeah.
think what we're talking about here is like there's nuance to everybody's situation, right? And that's why it's so important before, as agents, before we go help a buyer find a home, we're saying, hey, talk to a lender first. Let's see, can you get the money and what loan product is right for you? Because there's not a one size fits all, right?
Absolutely. It really is. It's a matter of finding the right fit.
Right.
So
So where does Ruoff do business?
Ruoff does business everywhere but Hawaii.
Okay.
So we can get you
Easy.
squared away. Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
And what's the best way to get a hold of you if we want to talk to you about our specific situation?
Okay. 513-400-4449. And then my application is real simple. It's 513preapproval.com.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.